Welcome back to the Finding Pace series. If you could build the perfect shoe rotation, what would you pick? I asked this question last year and I gave my top 5 shoes, so I thought that I would bring it back again this year and give you my next lineup. Firstly, you would have to pick from shoes that you've already worn and that you own. So you're not just fantasizing about shoes that you haven't worn, like the Pro Evo 1, for example, or the Asics Metaspeed Ray. Secondly, I would limit it to 5 shoes. So that's 1 shoe for every category. And yes, I know that 5 shoes probably isn't necessary, but if you're watching this video, you probably love shoes just as much as me, and it is very valid. This isn't gonna be a best of all time list, but rather a list that I f with heavily at the moment. I have been lucky enough to try a whole bunch of shoes over the past 12 months, but no, I still haven't tried them all. I'm still working on it. But let's get into the categories. So the 5 categories are recovery, easy day, tempo, long run, and race day. So what are my current favorites gonna be? See if you can guess along the way. But before we get into that, guys, I have a bit of a predicament, bit of a sidebar on the video here. So I've got the Adidas Adizero Pro Evo 1. As you can see, it is unworn, unused. I've had this for about 5 months now, and to be honest, I'm a little bit scared to use it just because it is such a holy grail of a shoe, and I'm kind of torn whether to use it for a key race like a 5K, 10K, half marathon, even marathon, like save it for a race and use it then, or do I just keep it on the shelf, preserve it, and hold on to this holy grail of a shoe and keep it in mint condition? I honestly am torn between the decision, so if you guys have any opinions on the matter, make sure you let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, do I wanna race in these or do I wanna keep them pristine? So jumping straight into the first category, which is recovery. So how I would describe a recovery day is the day after a long run, so usually a Monday, where my legs are feeling quite sore and I'm not looking to do anything drastic. I'm just out there running super easy, not looking at the watch and just trying to enjoy and embrace the run. So that's where the New Balance Rebel V5 comes in clutch. So this shoe for me slides perfectly into a Monday recovery run where I'm usually running about 8 to 10 Ks, and yeah, I'm not looking at my watch and I want something with a nice comfortable upper. It's usually on the Monday, which is the day after a Sunday long run. So there's a good chance that my toes are pretty beat up from that longie, and then this shoe is just, I know it's just gonna look after my feet, and with its super comfortable upper and yeah, pretty soft midsole, I know it's just gonna be a dream to wear for my recovery round. So for the recovery pick, we've got the New Balance Rebel V5. Next, we have easy runs. So an easy run is pretty much any run that isn't a speed workout, a long run, or a race, okay? So this is a very broad category, but a super important one, and probably my favorite category of all because it's the shoe that you're in the most of the time, okay? So you can probably guess what I'm about to show you guys. It is the Mizuno Neo Vista 2. I had to choose this one. It is my favorite shoe of 2025. That is no secret. And of course I had to put it in here for the easy run, the easy day shoe. It is easily, I've said easy about 1,000 times now, but it is definitely the most goated shoe of 2025. It's the most comfortable, it is aesthetic, and it just eats up the mileage. Like this right here, that is 510 Ks in. This is my second pair of Neo Vista 2s. I did about 280 Ks in the other version, or in the other shoe, and I'm raking up the Ks in this one. It still feels poppy. You take this out for an easy run. I also use this for recovery runs as well, and even use this for long runs. I think it's one of the most versatile shoes on the market, and you just cannot beat the comfort. I literally wear this shoe probably 7 times out of 10. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites, but here is the easy shoe of the year for me, easily. Moving on to speed days. So this one is probably going to surprise you guys a bit. there's a lot of options I have to choose for my workouts. And I do have the pleasure of getting to try a lot of super shoes. So I do tend to run all of my workouts, all of my sessions in super shoes, and they all usually have a plate. So today I've chosen the Brooks Hyperion Elite 4 PB. So this one to me is just an old faithful, and it's a shoe that I've been using for my sessions for probably around about 4 months, and it has held up beautifully every single time. I'm not picking this shoe for a race. I feel like out of the top tier super shoes that you can get on the market at the moment, this one does fall a little bit short, but that's why I think it is the perfect session shoe. I have absolutely no problem running some quick 400s below 5K pace, and you can definitely get moving at a pretty tasty pace in these. And you can also slow it down to closer to marathon pace, where you're just grinding out those long those long grindy reps out. This shoe still turns up for you and feels bloody good. And anybody who has worn the Hyperion Elite 4 shoe, they know that the upper, this like knit upper, is absolutely goated. So I would be lying if I didn't have to give props to Brooks on this one. They've made an absolutely great session shoe, and ultimately it's my choice for the tempo category. The next category we have long runs. So this shoe could double up as an easy day shoe, or you could double it up as even your tempo day shoe, but I feel like this category should have its own shoe, and I've chosen a shoe that not only have I done a 38-kilometer long run in it, I've also run the Sydney Marathon in it. So I've happily worn these. They do not have a plate. They are the Adidas Evo SL, the goated daily trainer. That is just an absolute staple for a long run shoe. I think in my last year's video, I chose the Super Blast 2 for this category. But if I had the Evo SL back then, I would definitely choose that instead. I think this shoe is just a level above the Super Blast 2. Don't come at me for that one, guys. I'm sorry if you're a bit of a fanboy, or girl. But yeah, the Adidas Evo SL is taking the cake for me for this category. To be honest, this shoe, it is not super ideal to wear for the really slow plod easy runs. But I think this shoe really does come alive when you start to get rolling in it, which is perfect for my long runs, as when I'm running with the group, we always start off at an easier pace and we do get rolling and we start to pick it up towards the end. And then this shoe just does that absolutely amazingly. And yeah, it's a really, really great long run companion. And of course, we can't forget the midweek long run as well, where this shoe slides in perfectly. I do quite a hilly loop with the group. We definitely get rolling up the hills, down the hills, and I'm looking for a shoe that isn't gonna be carbon plated, but it's gonna give me enough so that I can keep up with those bloody elites on the Wednesday. So this shoe, once again, just mwah, so good. And finally, we come to the big dog, the race day option. What shoe am I picking for my race days? This is probably the easiest shoe to pick out of the entire list. I mean, maybe besides the Neo Vista 2 for the easy runs. But we've got the Asics Metaspeed Sky Tokyo. This shoe is easily the most responsive shoe that I've ever worn, and I think it's the most responsive shoe on the market. They've made it roomier in the toe box for me. It's the energy return that you get from this bad boy is honestly insane. I'm trying to preserve this one for my races, and this is going to be my shoe of choice. It's looking like it's going to be my shoe of choice for the Noosa Bolt coming up in 7 weeks, and all of my key sessions, I'm most likely going to be chucking these bad boys on. So the Asics Metaspeed Sky Tokyo, the ultimate lightweight, responsive race day option. So a few other shoes that I really wanted to mention that I haven't had the chance to try, but I would really love to, would definitely be the Puma Faststar 3. We've got the Asics Metaspeed Ray. We've got the Asics Mega Blast. I've got the Vaporfly 4. Can't believe I haven't tried that, but I really want to try that one. The Hoka CLO 2.0, the On Cloudboom Zone, Strike, and Max, just to name a few. There has been some unbelievable shoes come out in 2025. All of the shoes from my lineup today have come from different brands, and I genuinely believe that there is a shoe for everybody out there. So what would your perfect shoe rotation be? Have I missed any obvious ones? Let me know in the comments, guys. But that is going to conclude today's episode. If you could like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your running buddies. That really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.